I hope I didn't confuse too many people with switching of the streams here this morning because it wasn't acting properly when we got in here. So we're going to hang around here for a second and see if we have some people join us while we do that. I'm going to continue setting up here. Oh, there's Thelma. Hey, Thelma. Hello, my friend. It's good to see you. Our number isn't even showing Thelma yet. It's funny. Okay, so we may have others out there too. All right, small box. Take everything back in. Oh, Thelma, we're going to have so much fun. Wait till you see what we're up to today. Oh my gosh. You want a sneak preview? Look at this. Look at this, my friend. Can you see that? Oh my gosh, probably one of the prettiest pieces I've ever made, I think. It's absolutely gorgeous. Done with everything out of the cupboards. That's what it felt like anyway. Hi, Ted. Do you want to come up? Well, come here. That's a good way to use some time. Hello there. There's Catherine. Hi, Cat. Teddy just came up to me and said, Mama, I'd really like to come up there. Do you have one of those good snacks that we had before? Do you have one of those?
He's not supposed to have snacks.
It is the tiniest bits ever.
Uh-huh.
And it's all beef. Hi, Sharma. Welcome, friend. Teddy just came up here and put his paws on my lap and said, Mama, let me up. Let me up. Here, come here. Talk to him, Daddy.
Teddy, hey. You've got treats in your hand, but you're not going to pay attention. Hi, Cat. Puppy dog.
It's my puppy love shirt, Thelma. Puppy love shirt. It's got love and puppy paws on it. Oh, he said, I love visiting my mom in the shop because I get treats.
Hi.
There's Adeline. Hello, Adeline. Yes. Sorry if we confused anyone by changing streams. That one we had set up wasn't behaving properly and we couldn't get in. Hello, Irene. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. We are going to have such fun today. Oh my gosh, guys, wait till you see what we have for you. Can you lay down? Show them how well you lay down. Lay down. Oh, what a good boy you are. What a good boy you are. Okay, that's all my treats. So you might want to decide you want to go see Dad. You might want to decide you want to go see Dad. Now that.
Teddy.
Yes, Donny Osmond, right? Puppy love. Hi, Terry. Welcome, welcome. Okay, are you ready to get down? You ready to get down? Good Mama loves. Yes, you're such a good boy. Okay, and even if you're beautiful and you sit there with those big eyes, I'm not going to get you more treats. You're not supposed to have any treats right now because we have him on a strict diet to try and see if we can figure out what his allergies are. But that dog's got to have some treats. Wait till you see what I've been up to, guys. I'll give you a sneak preview, the same one I gave Thelma. Come in on this. Go ahead and move down to my hands, honey. Hi, Mary R. Look at this. I think this is one of the prettiest pieces I've ever made. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Beautiful. I haven't decided what to do with it yet, whether I'm going to die cut it or whether I'm going to use it as a background. But is that like gorgeous or what? It'd be beautiful to make some butterflies and dragonflies out of, though, wouldn't it? Ooh.
Sure.
He's so pretty. You want to see one more? I can't help myself. They're just so much fun. Okay, let's look at this one. This was one of my first ones. Had a very interesting stripe across the pattern when my paper kind of folded there. Look at this one. Wowzer. We are going to do such fun stuff today. I'm going to save the other ones, so you got to have a little to look forward to. If I show you everything right off, you can just hang up on me and go cook lunch or something. I got to keep you waiting to see all of them. Okay, let's get going here. All right. I'm going to start by, we're using crystal tints today and a variety of other products from my craft cupboard. And I'm going to start by painting into a butterfly. So I'm going to take a butterfly sticker off my butterfly sheet. This is number 2548. I believe we still have some of those downstairs. Oop. I can't put that where I started to put it because his wing went off the edge. Let's move that down over a bit. Okay. And we're going to paint right on here using crystal tints today. Like most of the others, these need to be shaken up a little bit. You won't hear the ball rattle in these because these are all liquid. It doesn't have pearlescent effects in them. Hey, Glenn. Welcome, friend. So I'm going to start by just, come on in a little closer. By just painting using just the nozzle. I'm going to paint right into some of these spaces. Now, I'm going to tell you in advance, I'm not going to be super careful. I'm going to actually let my colors blend a little bit because it's a beautiful effect. How do I know this? Because I did this one already. And I will show you that when we're done. But you see how easily with that little mini nozzle, I can just get the colors right into the fields? Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I'm going to shake this a little bit. Now, these crystal tints are in really nice shape right out of the store. Really, really good shape. I cannot say the same for the ones I had on the shelf. The ones on the shelf had been there for like 3 years, my set. And while they are really chunky, I am actually working on bringing them back, and I think they're going to come back just fine. But if you've had yours a while, you might check them before you go, oh yeah, I already have those. Because the ones I had before actually will work better for paintbrush techniques because I got to kind of scoop them out, put them on my mat and add water. And even though I tried this just to see what would happen, even though these are lacquers, they were water soluble. And you could generally clean up with a wet wipe. However, a word of caution about these, once they dry, cleanup is not as easy. So you kind of want to clean up as you go with these. So, oops, see, I just flopped over. I don't care. I don't even care that I got a little bit in that other field because these look beautiful. You get a beautiful orange when the colors mix. And that's fun too. But it's very easy to paint with these. And if you use these stickers, especially if you use the black ones, you get a nice outline to work inside of. But you also, what was I going to say? Oh, you can't see it if it goes over the top. If it covers the... why I keep putting caps on. I'm going to keep using these too. So I'm going to just keep filling in my little areas here. This really does have, they call it a precision tip on here. It's not quite as precise as like our glue bottles, but it is close. It has a very nice tip for working. give him a yellow body. Make the inside wings yellow. Can you guys see how pretty this is turning out? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And oops, see, there's another one where I got it right all over the other one. I don't care. I'll probably just do a little bit on top of this one just so they look even. A little bit there too. All right. That's how long it took to do that whole butterfly, just like that. You want to see what this one looks like? This is the one I did last night. See how it turned to orangish on the intersections between the colors? Isn't that fabulous? Now look at this. I'm going to have you take this one, honey, because I will surely have my arms in it here in a minute and a half. You got to hold that kind of flat or it'll run. Okay, here's one that's all dry. Check this out. What happens if I put him in front of mirror board? How pretty is that? I also could use the other side if I want the butterfly to go the opposite direction. Isn't that pretty? Oh my gosh. How pretty is that? You want to see how it looks on white? Here we go. What do you guys like better? You like the white or the gold? Bryce and I were discussing that. And I am torn which one I like better. I need you to vote. Mary or white? We'll use that vote for a... I'm going to make a card out of this later. So here is the white. Here is the Mary. They're simple, easy to use. I need votes, white or gold? White or gold? What do you like better? Oh, so pretty. So, so pretty. There's the gold. Thelma likes the white.
3 golds and 1 white.
Okay, so there's the gold. Here's the white. It's just so pretty. And maybe we should just complicate things a little bit. There's another white. Vote for white. What happens if I take one of my misters? This is called Mica Mist. It's from Nouveau. But we actually have, you have a chance to have a better product than this. The better product is, we have the airless misters, which are supposed, they say, they're supposed to clog less. I have not tried them because I had so many of them Nouveaux, but come on. I can't get the whole thing to shoot. Well, may have to change colors. I have to change bottles with that too. Look at this. Look how beautiful this is. Oh my gosh, it'll be even prettier with my butterfly. Come on. Come on. These are really bad about clogging. These dudes are. Come on. I may have to do it with a paintbrush. It would float it. I don't know what that means. You just put it in the soak, Glenn? Is that what you're saying? Or you might be talking about something entirely different. I'm going to keep going until I find one that I can spritz. These bottles, the Nouveau bottle, that's why I actually put these on sale for like $1 a piece way back when. So a lot of you probably have these. Because, ooh, there we go. The spritzer wasn't working real well. Okay, I want another one. That one kind of got a lot in one spot. I wanted a little bit everywhere. So what I'm going to do is spritz this cardstock on the back so it'll stay flat. And try, oh, I just got a big bunch of it there. Yeah, that's still better paper though. Okay, so we'll try these as the white background here. Can you take these? I think I still have paper towels on the other table. When you come back, grab me some paper towels, please. Wait, here's one. I actually cheat a little. Lift just a little of that off the corner. That one. Okay, so I've already made a mess of my mat. That just means we're going to have fun. That's what that means. That means we're going to have some fun. That's messy is good. So the airless misters from Cosmic Shimmer are supposed to work better in terms of not clogging up than the Nouveau ones that I sold earlier. The Nouveau are beautiful. You just have to change spritzer bottles with some of them. I put some in just one of my cheap little air bottles, or my cheap little spray bottles, and it works really well. Okay, so we have covered our white cardstock. We've looked at our butterfly. Who actually won? Did the gold win? We might have to see what you guys think. We may have to vote again because we might have to see what you think in front of the pearlescent cardstock we just made. Which I got the pearlescence all over my finished sample. Some wet wipes here that are dried out. Whoops. Dried out. That would be a perfect job for drying off this acetate again. Norway National Day today. They call it Children's Day. That's cool. All over the world, the leaders of countries are trying to convince people to have kids now because the world population is shrinking so fast. In most countries, not all. India is still growing, but countries are offering to pay their citizens to have babies. I can just hear Bryce's potential comment that he says would say something like, "Why didn't we wait?" Because I'm 66 now. I was 40 when I had the last one. Isn't that just gorgeous? It's gorgeous. I'm telling you. I love this stuff. It's so fun. Of course I could do what we did last time. Oh, I got over here without my paper packs too. I need to acetate white paper and black paper. And
disturbing your dog.
Well, my dog will get over it.
I don't think so.
I'm really disturbing my husband, I think. We could paint right through a stencil again if we wanted to, or through not through a stencil, through a die cut. Oh, wow. On Children's Day, they can eat all the ice cream they want. Yeah, I just got here without the fundamentals. I got my stickers here. So, of course.
Don't rush me.
Don't rush me. Thank you. I was curious about doing another thing I might have to try today. I was curious if I used a brush, if I could take these Crystal Tints through a stencil. I believe I could. Otherwise, they're going to be too. They're going to be too liquidy to go through a stencil. But this still works. As long as you glue it down good. And I'm going to glue this down with. Okay. Oh, here it is. I don't think I have to ask you to go back, but it's here. Okay. As long as I put it down with some sticky specks so that it is really adhered well, I can use these white stencils now. What I'm going to want to do, like last time when we used the pearlescence, oh, I won't ask you to get it yet, but later, maybe you can get the pearlescent samples off the table because we have a sample of this done in the pearl. Put my frame down at my sticky specks. We have a nice supply of sticky specks in now, but they're from China. It won't last real long. Even though the tariff rate is down to 30%, I don't think you want to pay a $13 for a $10 product. So we won't be ordering Chinese products for a while until everybody regains their sanity. Did I tell you guys last week, I think I did, about the tariffs?
Yes.
Okay, so take your sticky specks, put it right down on a piece of acetate. You can see it from both sides. And you can just go about your business of filling in all the little areas.
What side do you paint on?
Excuse me? I paint on the back side of the stencil. Actually, that's a really good question. If I paint on the side that I just adhered down, the little raising will help keep me in the lines a little bit. It won't save me from myself, but it will help keep me in the lines a little bit.
Will that absorb into the white?
Yes, which is why we're going to want to cut a second die cut and put it on the other side.
But if you did it on the other side, it wouldn't show through, would it?
It wouldn't, but you wouldn't have anything to hold the color in the fields either. So my preference would be to do it this way. And once again, you can fill in areas just beautifully with this product. And you get a stained glass effect. Now, as it dries, you're going to have some areas that dry lighter than others. That's okay. That's what stained glass looks like too. You have a very mottled effect in real stained glass work where you have some areas lighter than others. And this would be a perfect representation of that. Especially when I'm doing it on the paper like this, some of it is actually absorbing into the paper. And because it's absorbing into the paper, it won't have quite as much in some of the fields. Now, if I want it to be very consistently colored, all I would have to do, yes, they're water lilies. All I would have to do would be to go over it with another coat when this one's dry. And you can see it doesn't take any time to do this with this little nozzle tip. It's really fun, actually. And the results are so stunning that it makes it a lot of fun to do. These stained glass are just beautiful. You can put it in front of white. You can put it in front of mirror board. You can put it in front of a pearlescent sheet like the one we just made. We'll try that when it comes back and see what you guys, if there's any changes in the votes. Right now we're going to be using mirror board behind it, but that vote might change. And you have to kind of decide for yourselves which pieces are the leaves and which pieces are the flowers. You can call them whatever you want. Nobody's going to yell at you. See how pretty that's going on? Now, if you look closely, you can see that some of these areas are getting lighter. They're getting lighter because of what we just spoke about, with some of it actually absorbs into the paper, and then the field gets lighter. But I can always go in when it's dry and add more. I kind of like the translucence you get. Okay. And I think part of that, Mary, is that my magnetic plates are now well worn, very worn, and the magnetic plates, it's just allowing the little edges to stick in there better. But I'm too cheap to replace my magnetic plates yet, so I'd rather run it through 3 or 4 times than to have to replace my plate. My plates are well worn. I love them, though. I still love my die cutter. I hope you're loving yours, Glenn. I know a couple of you got those. Terry or Pam Hatch got one, and I know Glenn got one, and I'm trying to think who else. There were several of you that got those big, beautiful die cutters while we could get them. I can't get those anymore, believe it or not. Isn't that terrible? I can't get them. Couture Creation stopped selling to our Canadian distributor, and I can no longer get those. My favorite machine, and I can no longer get it. It's just sad. Very sad. I think I have 2 pinkish colors. Let me finish this flower. I'll use a different pink on the other one. These are small bottles, and you actually, unlike most of the Cosmic Shimmer products where the product will last forever, these won't last forever. You actually use quite a bit of the ink from these in a project. But that's a good thing because they don't have a real long shelf life. Like I said, my ones that I used like 3 years ago, and I hadn't used them since. When I pulled them down, they were really dry and very frustrating. I am going to save some of them, though, by reconstituting the bottles. These little caps, this little top part on the cap will actually come out, and that allows me to get some water and a stir stick in there, and I'm going to reconstitute my other ones too, but I'm having to use fresh ones today. Darn. So I got a whole new set. But I couldn't be showing you with my ones that were all gummed up. It's interesting that I can see, I don't know if you can see it on camera, I can actually see the moisture moving out from around the paper when I put these in, but the paper's still looking pretty good. I think there's a different, this one's, no, that's amethyst, that's really dark. What else have I got here? Oh, I thought I had 2 pinks, but maybe I don't. I have 2 pinks. I'll just use the pink. And again, especially since it's an acetate and it's a non-porous surface, you'll get areas that look like they don't have paint in them. you can come back in and paint those areas again if you want to. You may decide you like the glass effect, but you can come back in when this is dry and paint another coat on top. And it's not a time-consuming process, as you can see. I'm moving right through it. So what I will do when I'm done with this is what I did. I am going to ask you to get the pearlescent ones off the table, honey. It should be over by my seat because I want to show them what it looks like when we're done. Do you hear me? Okay. Just wasn't sure you heard. So you can see this goes really fast, even with a larger image like this one compared to our little tiny sticker last time. It's a pretty swift process. We have quite a few image stickers in the store that are good with this process too. Just go to images under the peel offs and you can find the ones. Now, if we don't have, if you like a design and I don't have it in black, then consider getting 2 sheets of those stickers so that you can peel off. Thank you very much. So that you can peel off the second sheet and lay the sticker right over the top of the first one. Now, you wouldn't go on the back with that because that would reverse your image, which is fine if you're die cutting. You know, when I die cut this, I can cut 2 of these and then I can flip the page whichever way I need to in order to cover my painting. But with stickers, they have to go the same direction. So if this was white and I was getting paint on the lines of the white, I would wait for it to dry, and then I just put another white sticker right over the top of this, because that way it'll work and not have to be in reverse. You see what I mean?
Glenn asks if you made an error in colors or any room for correction.
There absolutely is an error, a room for correction. Take a wet towel or a baby wipe and just reach into those areas and clean it off.
Before it dries.
Before it dries. Once it's dry, you're sunk. But if you just take a damp towel or a baby wipe, you can wipe it up. In fact, last night I was making these samples up and one of my class participants picked it up to look at it, didn't realize it was wet, and the drip of the paint just kind of slid out from where it was and into another field. And I just took a baby wipe. That's exactly what I did. I took a baby wipe and I cleaned it up. It worked great. Okay, need my yellow back. Finish the What are you planting, Glenn? Now, I know you said it's late because of the storms, but what are you putting in the ground? So pretty. Oh my gosh. All right, one color left and we'll be done with this and we'll move on to another technique. Yeah, blue aquamarine.
Because your background is purple.
Huh?
I said we can't see the color because your background is purple.
Oh, it's okay. We can slide a paper under it before we move it away. And then hopefully maybe this is water lilies. I have tanzanite blue. I know I have an aqua. That's what I was looking for. Whiskey quartz. Pure amethyst. It's certainly not a blue. This one is teal. So I have both an aqua and a teal. I'm going to go for the aqua. So we have green leaves it'll be butting up against. As we discovered with the cards we were putting together last week, this particular die cut can be cut down by removing the outer frame. And it looked great on our card then. It'd be super great on like a 6x6. But we cut it down a little bit to make it fit the space we had on one of our cards.
Glenn's planting corn, wheat, soybeans, and brome hay.
Wow. How are you being hit by these tariffs, Glenn? Do you sell US or does a lot of your product go international? Oh, the hay is probably US. And the corn, probably US. But the soybeans, I wonder. If you're watching this back later and you're hearing half a conversation, you don't hear the other voice, that's because people are typing messages to me as we're working, and we read them off and answer questions and that kind of thing. If you want to join us live, our Saturday live classes start at 11 a.m. Pacific, which is 2 p.m. Eastern time, or whatever time you are in between or outside of that range. So you just have to figure it out for your own time zone. If you want some help in figuring that out, hit that little bell icon and it will tell you when a live stream's about to start, which is really nice. And then you can just jump in and join the conversation. So that would be fun, wouldn't it? Just about done here. And we're going to move on to another technique. I could have used one of my other die cutting.
Glenn says fertilizer is outrageous.
Oh, I bet it is. I'm so sorry. That comes from Canada, right? Doesn't a lot of that come from Canada? Oh, that's too bad. At least I remember hearing that is a major export to the U.S. I don't know if yours comes from there. These larger areas are kind of seeping away even faster. I'm getting a lot of open areas in here, and while I still have the bottle in my hand, I can go fill those in, or I could just wait for it to dry and then put a second coat on. Either way is going to work out great. I just remembered that I have another one here. I have something called smoky quartz. There was the rose one I wanted and I couldn't find. Another one called smoky quartz here. It's green and whiskey quartz. It might be fun for the okay. I'm going to put I haven't used this one yet, so I might have to put a pin down it. Whoa! It was going to come right back out and squeeze a little on my mat because it had kind of a clog in the tube there. I can actually get brown stained glass in this outer area, which might be fun. Might end up cutting this off, I don't know. But we'll put the whiskey quartz in there. So you're all welcome to join us and chat. It's not difficult. Sometimes people don't do it because they don't know how. All you have to do is create an account. And when you create an account, they're going to ask you for your birthday, not because they're trying to steal your identity, but because they want to make sure you're over 18 and allowed to chat. So you're going to put in your birth date, and then you're going, oops, a little off there, but that's okay. Then you're going to create a username. Most of us use our first name and last initial or an abbreviation of our last name. That way you don't have to put your full name there. Once again, kind of. There she is. We haven't seen you much, Pam. It's good to see you. I just mentioned your name a minute ago when I was talking about the cutters. My favorite die cutting machine, my cut and emboss machine from Creative or from Couture Creations. I was telling these guys I can't get those anymore, so you won't see the listing up. I can still, I still have a number of their small manual machines, which are also very, very good. But I don't have access to the big machines anymore, which makes me very sad. And I have enough die cutters here already. I have just about everything you can imagine. And I probably will not buy any more die cutters to try them and tell you which one I would recommend in place of this one now. We'll have to get our advice from somebody who's getting one free from the company for talking about them or something. I'm being messy here. These are really narrow little channels. It doesn't matter. Remember, it doesn't matter because I'm going to use this from the opposite side, and I'm going to put another frame right over the top of it. So it doesn't matter that the white is getting stained. Okay. And if this was a sticker, I would simply put it right over the top of this side. See how my blue is moving away from the edge? I'm not going to try and resolve that yet. I've already put a couple coats on. What I will do is show you what this looks like from in front of the white. Bryce was telling me that it's too difficult to see.
On your TV than it does on the computer screen. On my computer screen.
Everybody's monitor's different, so it's kind of hard to tell. So you can see I have a lot of white area in there. That's where my paint is because it is stained glass, and I'm going on to the cutting beast is amazing. I'm going on to a non-porous surface. So I'm going to come back in and I'm going to add more ink to these once this dries. I'm going to send this with Bryce for now because I cannot be trusted to keep my hands out of it, my arms, my sleeves. So, did you? Oh yeah, you did. Let's take a look at one of those that's done. This is done in the pearl tints, and we actually did this one together. Look here. We did this one together last week. I haven't put it on a card yet, but this is the one we did in class on Saturday. Isn't that beautiful? That's the pearl tints. And you can see that like the translucent colors, the pearl, you can see the background through it. So let me get a piece of Mary board here. You can see it in front of the Mary. This is a dry one. You can see it in front of the Mary. You don't pick up the mirror board behind it quite as much on the pearlescent because it's a little more opaque. But it's absolutely gorgeous. Okay, here's one we finished last week. with some of our background we made. Isn't that pretty? Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Can you back up just a little bit so they can see the whole card? There we go. Isn't that beautiful? I love that little decollage around there too. If you love that, I still have just a few of those cutters in. Just a couple, I think. And then those will be gone probably forever. This is stained glass, and I did it before and put it in front. This is a fairly dark pattern, but oh, I'm so glad to have you back, Pam. We love you. We like it when you're here. This one I put in front of a holographic ripple paper. I don't know if we have this anymore. This was one we had in the store, so a lot of you might have it. But this was put in front of a holographic ripple to make it look like water. I liked it. I thought it was fun.
I think we have a new paper pack coming up on What's New Wednesday that's similar.
Oh, we do? Yeah. We have some beautiful papers coming up on What's New Wednesday. I'm so excited. In fact, Mary is just beside herself because she wants one of each. It's called, the paper brand, some of you may have tried it, is called Harmony Hues. She calls it Heavenly Hues because she thinks that's what it's like to work with. But Harmony Hues, and it is truly spectacular for die cutting. Really good. Okay, next, let's try a new technique. We've worked on stickers. Here's our sticker. We have worked on die cuts. Now we're going to create some backgrounds. These are so fun. So very fun. Let's get a piece of paper and just get right to it. The acetate is hanging out of a basket over there. I have vellum and I have white paper, but I don't have acetate. Most of my work for the stained glass is going to be on acetate. Why? Because you can see through it and get that stained glass effect. So I'm going to have a swig of my meal while Bryce is getting my very good prices on acetate from Hunky Dory. You can get a smaller pack that's like 5 sheets, or you can get larger packs that have 10 and 30 or something. So, all right. I like for this to be a bit controllable, and just because I have to move them to the table. So I'm going to put this on a piece of white cardstock to do my work. Oh, didn't cut it very even. Don't worry, guys. I'm perfectly competent. But I am going to put this on a piece of cardstock in the background so that we can move it. It's not the cardstock. Cardstock is not the work here. Ooh, oh my gosh. I am going to be using a powder in just a minute. I am. You can really see how uneven I cut that now. But I am going to start. You do not have to wear gloves to do this. This is not a toxic product, but it is a messy one for sure. And I'm going to, you can tell I'm not a professional with the gloves. I'm going to put gloves on simply because this is an ultra messy process, and that's why I love it. I usually don't wear gloves. I didn't last night, and I scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed till my hands hurt trying to get all the ink off of them. So I'm going to wear gloves today. I never wear gloves. I probably will give it up before the end and end up doing this with my bare hand, because that is the smarter thing to do. Let's use some of this brighter. I have pure amethyst, and I have rose quartz. It's funny, the amethyst looks lighter than the rose quartz, but I'm going to use those two, and I'm going to use one of these packages of Aurora flakes. This is also Cosmic Shimmer, and this is also on sale. Oh my gosh, wait till you see these. Wait till you see what these look like done. Let's just get right with the program. I'm going to do it the way I did it last time. And I'm going to just put some color out on my page. This technique takes a bit of product. I'm going to need tissue paper off the table. There's tissue paper sheets over there. Sorry. I'm sorry. It just...
As if you had got up.
I use a little bit of everything in this process. Let's see, where did my pen go? There it is. Come on. I might have to squeeze a little out of my mat again to get it going. Come on. There's your coming out. Well, I've got Cosmic Shimmer wrapped up for you, Pam. We have a little bit of everything that just came in. You weren't around, so I don't know if you've heard that. Creative Expressions, who is the parent company of Cosmic Shimmer, the gentleman who started that is retiring. And so they are retiring all of the Creative Expressions products. But, oh, help me out, guys. Katie Sue Design bought the brand Cosmic Shimmer. So they're going to bring it in. So we should still be able to get these over time. Okay, I made a mess on my paper. I'm going to take my finger. Oh, yeah, that's okay. I take my finger. I'm going to rub across here. I'm going to try not to overwork it because I don't want the whole page to turn orange. I just want to smear these colors together. You have to have plenty of product on the page, and I'll show you why. It will start bubbling like it did on the painting because it's a non-porous surface. We'll get some areas that will look like they want to go clear. It's okay because we're going to smush this out a little bit. All right. I'm going to take a baby wipe and hold off my glove. And now I'm going to grab some of these flakes. And I'm going to sprinkle these flakes on my design. These are the purple and pink flakes. There's big pieces and little pieces. All of them look good. I try to make sure I don't have one huge flake that goes on there to take away from the other. But other than that, I just kind of want a mix of flakes all over the place. If I have places predominantly silver like that, I might add a little purple to it. These are the product that you do not turn the fan on when you're using this. Okay. And Bryce just brought me some paper. So I'm going to see what I will do next. This is tissue paper, like wrapping tissue paper. A very important component of our design when we do this. It's going to soak right through the tissue paper. That's what we want. In fact, where it soaks through, we will know that we have a good bond You are not going to take the tissue paper off of this. Oh, one other thing I could have done and didn't here, but it would add another element is you, yeah, with a fan, I would confetti everything in sight. With the tissue paper, you can kind of wad it up first and get a little bit of character from the paper itself in the back too. So that's another thought to try. Okay, I'm washing my washing my gloves off. This one's going to be done. Now, how do I know what that's going to look like? Because I did it before. And this is what I got. I actually used one more element in this one, but we'll see. Hopefully, I don't think before the end of class we'll see it, but I'll show you next week. But let's look at this dry paper. There we go. That's what this looked like in front of white paper. Is that gorgeous or what? These little lines are the ripples from the paper. Isn't that neat? Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay. All right, so I'm going to set that aside. We're going to do another one because this process is just too much fun. What did I do with the other half of my piece of acetate? That part about acetate is it's clear. Once you set it down, you can't find it. Oh well, I'll just get another. When I go to clean up, I'll have half a dozen half sheets here. Oh, there it is. It's on the back. Okay. I'll put another piece of acetate down. Let's get some different colors. Let's use some aqua. This is that. Oh, that's a blue adventurine. I'm going to use that. I'm going to use some teal. I'm going to use tanzanite blue. Which one do I want? I'm not going to use both blue aquamarine and blue tanzanite because blue tends to take over in these products. I might use a little bit of lime peridot. Okay, and I think I'll call it good there. Now I think I want the, which one do I want? No, I think I want the lime peridot. Hi, Truth. Today we're looking at Crystal Tints from Cosmic Shimmer. This is such a fun product. Oh my gosh. I love this and I love the pearls. I was just going to demo a few of the tubes last week. When we got up from the table, I realized I'd used all of them. Oh, well. Oh, I am making trouble. I am really, truly making trouble. That's like my favorite pastime.
She's very good at it.
I don't know if you heard Bryce say I'm really good at making trouble. You use a fair amount of product on this project. These won't last forever, but it's good because they don't have a real long shelf life. So it's good to use them up. Okay, we got some nice colors there. Remind me this time to squish up my tissue paper before I stick it down. I do if you see me forgetting. Look at these colors. Since I'm going to put paper on top anyway, it's going to kind of squish into any areas that try to come loose. Okay. All right. Now, let's see what I want to do next. How about this? I'm going to add, I don't know if it'll spray for me. I'm going to add some Nouveau Just used this last night. It should be pretty watery. I'm going to drop some Nouveau pearlescence onto here. Yes, you really do see me putting spritzer in my hand. You don't have to do it this way. It'd be nice if it would let me spritz it right out of the bottle, but these caps just are not. Pam saying hi to you, the faithful cameraman. Say hi to Pam. Oh, okay. You typed it. Okay. And next, let's see. Somebody asked me about pixie powders. Let's add some. This is called green jasper. I'm going to put some pixie powder on here. This is like Jamie, just another brand in the same similar product. So I just added Pixie Burst green jasper to this. I'm going to give it a little spritz of water to activate that and get that going. And now you can see all this fun stuff that starts out here. But I'm not done yet. Oh no. No. Let's take some of these blue flakes. Put some of these blue flakes on here. Remember when I said that I cleaned out the cupboards? I did. I just kind of went crazy. Pulled all kinds of fun products into this project. Now, all of these products are from Cosmic Shimmer, or we have the same product from Cosmic Shimmer. Like my little sprayers that don't spray well here are available in an airless sprayer from Cosmic Shimmer, which is supposed to not jam up like these Nouveau ones did. But I have Nouveau sitting here in the classroom, so it would be a little wasteful to run down and get the other one. Just
sequins work?
I think so. Sure, I think that they would.
Some white something that looks kind of sequiny.
This is what I have on the table. Truth, we'll sprinkle a little of this in just for fun. This is from Hunky Dory, and it's their glitter flakes. It's not they're bigger flakes than regular glitter. Okay, I think we got enough in there. We'll end up with a mess if I keep going. All right, let's get a piece of tissue paper here. This time, let's wad it up too. Wad it all up, and then we'll get the character of some of those lines in there too. I'm going to put it right over the top, and I'm going to mush it down. It's going to come right through the tissue paper. I want it to do that because that's going to bond the tissue paper really well to our project.
Is the Cosmic Shimmer sale still going?
Yes, it is. Every Cosmic Shimmer product is currently 20% off. Look at this. This is going to be fun. Now, that's going to be hard to imagine, but let's give this to Bryce before I get my hands into it, which I will. If given half a chance, I will have my arms, my hands, my shirt in it. I'm going to clean the ink off my gloves here. Now, the cardstock I have behind that serves no purpose other than to help Bryce carry it to the table. If I was working at my regular work tables in here, I would simply pick it up and probably move it onto a different one of these rubber mats. Now let's see, where's the green one I showed you to begin with? We still have that out here.
Do your baby wipes.
Oh, there's more here. Here. This is similar to what we just did. And it's dry. Look at this. Come in close on this one, honey. So we've got those beautiful flakes. See the blues and the silvers. And we have the pearlescence of the mister. I have kind of globs of pearlescence because my spritzer wasn't working. So I just poured it in my hand and put it on here. And then the colors themselves, isn't that just gorgeous? Imagine cutting dragonflies or something out of this, guys. Wouldn't that just be spectacular? And you can cut die cuts right out of this acetate, or you can use it as backgrounds. Let's put it in front of a piece of paper so you can see what it looks like.
Hi, Mary T.
Hi, Mary T. It's good to see you, my friend. Oops. Regular cardstock, let's vellum. This is what it looks like in front of paper. I've got so much product on here that it doesn't come, the background doesn't come through a great deal on this one. But isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So there's our green. Want to see some more? Look at this one. You know I'm going to love this, guys. Now in this one, I used a lot of the product that was the rose quartz, but the purple kind of took over. But I still love it. I think, what's not to love when you're using purple anyway, right? Isn't that amazing? Oh.
Pairing with my dragonflies.
Oh, dragonflies, absolutely. Yes. Wouldn't that just be spectacular to cut some dragonflies and butterflies out of this? Oh, pretty, pretty, pretty. The other thing I have heard you can do, and I haven't tried this personally yet, but the other thing I've heard you could do is cut flower petals out of these. Okay, let's move off from that one and come back to this pink one that we did. This could be spectacular flower petals. And then you can run them through your shaping molds, and the acetate will actually shape. So you can use like your Heartfelt Creation shaping molds on it and actually shape these petals. Wouldn't that just be spectacular? Oh my gosh, it'd be so much fun. I might have to do that somewhere down the road. Okay, let's see. I still have 2 more to show you. This one wants to be an underwater scene, I think. Look at the ripples from the paper. Isn't that cool? So the paper becomes a valuable part of the entire thing, and the paper actually becomes somewhat translucent, even though it's white tissue paper, because the product just kind of infiltrates it. Oh, yeah. Well, let's see what it looks like with some mirror board behind it. Terry? Here's some mirror behind that. Oh, you get even more glow off it. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. With and without. Here, let's do white and gold. Here's our background. White and gold. So it turns more greenish with the gold mirror board.
About silver.
Silver. Let me find some silver. Do I have some silver here somewhere? Somewhere. Here we have. I have almost all gold. Why do I have all gold? I don't know. There's a silver. Look what else I found in my stash. This is our glitter and glaze technique. It's right up with my mirror board. Isn't that beautiful? I'm going to use that for something. I'm going to take that back out of there. Put it in my to-be-used papers. Oh, it's so fun. Last night I did not. I did not use my gloves. Here's the silver. Here's the gold. Ooh, the silver's enchanting behind there. You see it? Here's the gold. It turns it a little bit more green. And then the white is just beautiful too. Isn't that fun? Wow.
Silver almost mutes the color, lightens the color.
It does. Actually, that's a good observation, Grace. Silver really does lighten the color. You end up with kind of a lighter blue, and then on the white, you end up with a little darker blue. On the gold, you end up with a green. Isn't that fun? It's worth going back and watching last week, Terry, because we did some fun projects. That's the beauty of having them out there on the internet, is you can access it again. Then when your products come in, you can watch it again and work along with me. Okay, let's see. So we had that one. This was one of my first ones. I really like it. This one only has, I used the peridot color green. Did I use some yellow? I might have put a little bit of yellow in. And then I used the Nouveau spray. We would use the Cosmic Shimmer airless misters. Anybody tried those airless misters? Do you think they're better with jamming? They're supposed to be. That's the whole idea, but I like the way this turned out. Even the big stripe in the middle, which was caused by the fact that as my project dried, I got a little ridge in my paper, my tissue paper. But I love that. I think that's fun. Those little unexpected things, you know? And what else do I have here? I did last week, or last night. I did this last night. And this one, I'm probably going to go over and this was the one that got all messy when one of my classmates picked it up and it ran. But I just wiped it off with the tissue. Now I can go back into my fields. In fact, let's just do it. I can go back in and I can add more color. The only problem is, do I know what colors I used? It may end up being really interesting because I may end up with different colors. The rose quartz, is it that one? Or is it this one? I think it's this one. This one is pink topaz. Thanks for stopping by, Catherine. In fact, while I'm at it, I'm going to try and get a little bit of special effect here in this flower by doing the centers of the petals and leaving the outside edge. I think that might look neat if the outside edge looks a little bleached. Although this one's going to have a little bit more because it's completely empty over there. So there we go. That is now fixed. And I have a blue place on here that needs to be repaired. And once again, which blue is it? I don't know. Is it this one? Tanzanite blue? I don't know. I'm going to put a little swatch on my paper so I can tell which blue it is. This is this one. Come on. Where's my pen again? These had these ultra fine tips on them, so keep some straight pens handy to clear your nozzles. I'm pretty sure it was not this one because I don't think it would have jammed that much since last night. It's a pretty color though. This is the one I used. I'm going to put a little bit of this in here where the petals got really light. And I think we're going to call that one good. Now I just added ink to the things I had done. I do have enough to make a card though. Okay, so let's kind of recap what we've worked on here. We have, with our primary product today is the crystal tints. And that's what we use to make this fabulous butterfly. Is our pearl paper over there dry, honey? It should be.
Which one? Oh, orange.
The spritzed one, yeah. So this was the Cosmic Shimmer Crystal Tints. And this is what it looks like when you just put it on. And can I peel it off? Maybe. I'm not going to do that because I want to keep it in its current form. I'm pretty sure it would tear up if I peeled it off, but I don't know. The butterfly is a sticker. It's off this sticker sheet, which is a sticker sheet number 2548, I believe, from the store. So if you put in 2548 in the search box, this should come up. And I wanted to try and see what would happen. We had white before. Now we have pearl background. So let's vote again. I know, I'm a pain. Do we want it on pearl? On white? On gold? I'll even try silver. I don't know. Oh, there's a rainbow. Rainbow. I think that's a little distracting, personally. Silver. Okay, so now you get to vote. So we want gold. I'm going to hold it to these three. This one's take too long to do it otherwise. We have gold as our background. I'm not sure who put this sticker out, to tell you the truth. I don't remember. I don't believe this is. This one that I used earlier was from Hot Off the Press. This one was number 2459, and I'm sure this was a Hot Off the Press one that I used earlier. This one I can't. It doesn't tell me the brand on it, unfortunately. It could be Let Your Dreams Take Flight. It does have words on it, which is one of the things that tends to happen with the dazzles. They tended to put words on things, so that might be a dazzle. Anyway, here's white.
Hi, Kim.
Hi, Kim. Here's the pearl. We're voting. Which of these backgrounds this looks best on? Here's the pearl, or we have the mirror. What do we want to use in our card? We have gold, we have pearl, or we can just put it in front of white. So I need you to vote white, pearl. It's beautiful. Gold. They're all three beautiful. I'm going to guess that you're saying the pearl, Truth. So we have one vote for pearl. There's the pearl. We just made this with our mister on white cardstock, or we go with white, which is fine too. Pearl, pearl, pearl. We've got three pearls.
Yep, 3 pearls.
You guys who voted gold last time, voting pearl this time. Here's the gold. They're just both beautiful. You're not going to go wrong no matter what you choose.
It's 4 pearls.
Okay, I think in the interest of time, we're going to go ahead and move forward. Let's put it on pearl. All right, let's make a card. Now, I need some background paper. What am I going to use for background? I'm going to put this on here. Are any of these suitable? Or background behind here. What else do I have here? Just a plain printed paper would be beautiful. I have some prints up there. You might not be able to reach them with your back or anything. If so, that's okay. Don't try to use some of this beautiful paper behind it. Oh, Bryce wants me to try glitter paper. I'm not sure about glitter paper because last time it kind of took away from our pearlescence. I don't think so. I want a printed paper. Oh, that could be nice. Whoops. This is nice. How about the leaf paper? I see one on the bottom. It's all leaves. Very bottom. Okay. We have plenty of choices now. What would be fun would be to cut a leaf, an acetate leaf from this and put our butterfly lid on an acetate leaf. Bryce is frowning at me. Too much, too much. Okay. We have the field of flowers with the pinks. I think that's actually quite pretty. We also have, this is another graphic 45 one from the watermelon collection, actually. See that? But I love this green, so I bought a pack of it. Oh, I like that a lot. Let's go with that one. That really compliments. Give these back. Thank you. Ooh, how pretty. Let's make something fun. I don't think we need a great big card for a butterfly. But
Glenn now says use gold.
Glenn, you're a troublemaker. I love you. Oh, that's too big. I want an A6. I have an A6 here. No, you have some that are single sheets. That's not good. I could do it on a single sheet and pretend it's a card and then mount it later. I should have little A6s in here somewhere, but do I know where they are? No, I do not. I think this will fold to an A6. I might decide I want a 5x7. This wasn't cut straight. This must have been cut by me. It wasn't cut straight. Okay, I have a card. I'm going to cover my card in this beautiful green paper.
I'm going to take the gloves off now.
Yeah, I probably could take the gloves off now, which will make it a lot easier. Those samples we've done in class today won't be dry to look at today. There are some samples on the table of the ones that we did last week with the pearls. If you wanted to get them, it's your choice. I think they're on this end of the table. I didn't get to see those dried. I'm going to put my paper right on top of my card. And I'm going to cut around it. We have been having a really good time with our cosmic shimmer. Oh my gosh. Next week, I think we'll do cosmic. Oh, next week I won't be here. Is next week when we'll be gone?
Yes.
Because I have surgery coming up, Bryce and I decided we needed a quick trip to the beach just to chill out and rejuvenate before going through surgery again. So next weekend I will be at the beach, and I don't think I could convince my house sitters to come on camera. So I will play a repeat for you, but yeah, let's see this. is, I have to make sure what size my card is since I didn't grab a A6 but folded it. But that is 5 7/8 by 4 1/4, so that's good. So I want to cut this so I have plenty of that background showing. I think I kind of like him at an angle, so that's going to dictate how big my paper has to be.
I would like to be a nurse for surgery.
I wish you could be my nurse too, Pam. I'd feel a lot better about that. That's coming up on June 5th, so we're sneaking a last-minute trip to the beach in there.
4th.
June 4th, yes. If I show up on the 5th, they probably won't want to operate on me, which would be okay with me, but it wouldn't get rid of the cancer. So they better actually show up, huh? Okay, put it there. Edit. See how easy it was to create this background, guys? So easy with our spritzers. Now you may be wondering, how am I going to hold this acetate to this card? And there's a couple different ways that I could do it, but what I'm going to do is to put my adhesive on the back of the butterfly where it won't show. Or another thing I could do, and I don't know, maybe I still will. I could put my adhesive in along the edges and then cover the edges with some matching stickers. That would look good. Ooh, it's looking fine. It's looking fine, but I think it needs to be a little smaller. Okay. Get in here. So I got a question for you guys. I got a hold of the Caterpillar people and asked about buying directly, since neither one of my distributors is now, neither of my regular distributors where I've gotten them in the past, is carrying Caterpillar. Are any of you interested in having the green Caterpillar trimmers? If you are, I'll place an order. If not, I'll think about it. So we got a lot of inventory in stock right now, and my niece and my employees might kill me if I buy stuff that sits here anytime. But if you want them, I would be happy to order them for you. So tell me, is there anybody who has thought in the past, gee, I wish I had one of those Caterpillar trimmers? If so, I can and would be happy to get it for you. Ooh, that's so pretty. It actually almost wants something else. What if... Oh, this is so fun to play. Okay, I'm going to put a piece of tape down on the back of my pearl paper. we don't have any takers, that's fine. I just wanted to put it out there because I don't think we have any in stock. We might have one. We don't have any of the desktop models anymore. And if you wanted it, I would order it, but we are so stocked up right now in anticipation of the tariffs that I don't want to buy anything that I don't think has a home soon. If you contact me within the next day or so, you can text me. Many of you have my text number. I don't want to put it on the air here, but you can email me and I will. Oh, that's pretty. Look how pretty that is. That's beautiful. And we'll put our butterfly on top of our pearl. Ooh. It actually looks. I maybe should have put my square going the opposite, instead of squaring it off with the edges, squaring it off with the butterfly. That might have been better, but I didn't think of it. What I could do, though, is bring this up a little bit. Cut off just that edge and this edge, and then I could put it on there. It doesn't have to cover the entire pearl piece. Just look like it's double mounted. Let's do that. I'll cut this down just a little bit. So I can get the butterfly more centered on my paper.
You have some nice swirly stickers on that butterfly.
I do.
That might be nice to fill up the corners and things. Just a couple of swirls.
Also have some words sending wishes your way. Or maybe I should have left it alone. Now I've cut it down. I should have thought of that before I cut it down. Let your dreams take flight or sending wishes your way. I think sending wishes your way is going to have to be the one. Unless I ruin it, which could happen. I have a couple little weeding pieces here. I should take them out before I stuck it down. Now they're stuck to the acetate. They may stay there. I think they're going to stay there. Sending wishes. Sending wishes. Maybe that's all I want. Huh?
Question.
Can I stamp and emboss in black and use the cosmic pearls to color? Absolutely. You need to use heat-resistant acetate, though, if you do that. If you're doing on acetate, be sure you use heat-resistant acetate. But you absolutely could do that. Okay, that's really pretty. I don't know if I even want the your way.
Just do a little swirl.
Let me just put this down and then decide. I'm going to put some tape pieces. Acetate does not like cosmic shimmer glue. Remember that. You want to use tape. I use our, it's right in front of my nose. I use our hunky-dory tape. I'm just going to put little pieces of tape on the back of my butterfly where it won't show. I could even put a little under my words. I don't think it'll show there either. We'll find out. We do have some heat-resistant acetate in the store, Pam, if you need that. Now my butterfly's down nice and solidly, and actually I got away with the fact that I cut it a little bit smaller just by centering my square on there. I think I do want my other words now that I've got it on there. Hi, it's funky. Huh. Maybe it's just that the Y is funky. I think it is. Yeah, actually, I'm looking at it on the sheet, and it actually was kind of strangely. Let's make sure which is the top side of my card. Oh, I'm loving this. My goodness sakes. Look here. How beautiful is that? Oh my gosh. That's so pretty. My Bryce's mom used to always say, and she'd get really excited about things. Oh my gosh, you guys. That's how I'm feeling about this. Oh my gosh, you guys. It always tickled me when she said that. Oh my gosh, you guys. You said she said it during a period of time. She said the period of time she said it during was the entire time I knew her. I really just didn't notice until I started mocking it. And I wasn't mocking meanly. I never said it to her, and I wasn't being mean. It just was funny to me. Oh my gosh, you guys. Are any of those things dry on the table?
Absolutely not.
I don't think they are. You need to allow a good long drying time for these products, guys. The crystal lacquer. I do it one night and then work with it the next. You need to allow a good amount of drying time. How beautiful is that? Oh my gosh, that is so pretty. It is so, so pretty. I could put a border strip, but I kind of almost think we have enough. Let's just hold it up there and see if we want it. Maybe pull in the black from the butterfly. What do we think? Border, no border? Yes, I do, Terry. I just get giddy about it. Do we want a border or not, guys? I just put the border on the two sides. Border or no border? It is great. I love it. Oh my gosh. This is very, very fun. This is no border.
Terry votes border. Irene votes no border.
Okay, we're 1-1. Need some tiebreakers here. Isn't that fabulous? It's so easy too, guys. You watched me. It's so easy. No border, no
2
border.
no's. That's 3 no's.
I have all the creative expression stuff on sale in the spring sale. Most of the creative expressions is half off. No border. Okay. No border wins. I love this. I am totally in love with this. I have had so much fun building that. Oh my gosh. It's just such fun. And it turned out so good. Okay. There we go. So let's take a look at another look at what we've been up to. I may even recap.
Over here you wanted.
Yes, we may even recap a little bit from last week so you can see how some of last week's projects turned out. So here is our, I'm going to call this our profile piece for today. I think this is just stunning. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I'm going to look at that background paper again. It was almost a waste to use just such a small piece of that. I'm going to use it on something that really profiles it next time. But this is what I was using as my background paper. Probably one of the prettiest things I've ever made. I just love that. I just love that. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. So I made our background papers. These are from last night. The ones that we did today are too wet to show. But these are some I made last night. Aren't they just beautiful? The ones we made today were similar. Green. And pink. Isn't that fun? We did the flower, but I guess I'm just going to have to show you the... Here's the purple one I did. The purple got all carried away, but isn't it beautiful? I love it anyway. Oh my gosh. So pretty. And let's see. Let's look at a couple of the other things that how are we doing for time? Oh, we're at 12:43. We only have a couple minutes before we're completely out of time. This was from last week. We used a piece of our background paper behind one of our die cuts. Isn't that pretty? And we used the piece from our die cuts. Yes, they will be on sale. And we also have a $2 sale running, Pam, that is good through tomorrow. The $2 sale up to, I have amazing sale prices on so many things. We have all the Cosmic Shimmer on sale. We have all the creative expressions on sale. That's in the spring clearance sale. I'm clearing them because we won't have them as a vendor anymore. We made this last week. This was paste in the back through a stencil. Isn't that just amazing? This is our pearl tints colored into a sticker. That's the pearl tints colored into a sticker with a paintbrush. Isn't that pretty? It's the same basic thing, except this has a pearlescent effect and that one doesn't. This was one of our glazes that we did, and I did the glaze over a fall rice paper. We used a yellow glaze, and I love the way it tinted it. So pretty. This is another one of our pastes that we did. This is 2 different pastes through the same stencil. So we have lighter edges on the ends. I don't know how much that picks up on camera, but this is just a beautiful piece with we have the lighter foliage on the ends of the branches. It's so pretty. This was one that messed up when I made it, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take that and I'm going to put like a Hardy Crafts image right here. And I'm still going to use it because it's beautiful. This is another one where I kind of got some glitter under the stencil, but half of this is beautiful. And the other half I probably will use it like I did the one today, where I'm covering up most of it and just letting the edges show on this part that didn't come out as pretty. Love this one. This is just, oh, so pretty. Look at the colors. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Here's another one. I'm using sparkle powder and what's the other one called? Somebody help me what the other one was called. They're all in the paste together. The really, really sparkly one. It has something to do with space. No, I don't remember. But you'll see it there in a paste. There's another paste we did for a stencil. Be fun to make something out of that. This is a stencil that I did in gold. And I still had a lot of paste on the stencil. And I wondered what it would look like if I put white crystal over the gold and ran it through the stencil. So it picked up the gold that was still on the stencil. And I love that. Look at the difference between the two. Isn't that fun? Whenever you ask what if, you can get some really fun and unusual effects. This one we did in class, and we were trying to get two different colors of silver to show, and the darker still took over. These are some of the polishes. This is some of the polish in the background. And that's a hunky-dory stamp, I believe. And I put polish. No, I didn't. I used ink. I used black hybrid ink on my stamp head, and I stamped on top of the polish. So yes, you can stamp on it. Sometimes you need more than one stamping. So using a stamp platform is a good idea. Same. This is with the opal polish. See the opalescence in that water, or the blue. Isn't that beautiful? Here's our die cut mousse from hot off the press. And we have our opal polishes and our, what else did I use? I think it's the all opal polish, but I'm not sure. I think actually one of them might have been the blaze powder or the blaze polish. Another one. I have the sample from the night before, and then these came out really dark, but I'll show it to you again anyway, because it is kind of pretty in its own way, but it's very dark. I wouldn't do this one like this again. It is very dark, though, but it does look pretty when you angle it. Okay, let's look at this. My background papers still aren't in here. I think they might be on the... This is one that we did when Kim asked a question. She said, can you actually stamp directly with the polish? And this is some of the polish applied directly on a bold stamp and stamped onto our cardstock. So yes, you can stamp directly with it. So many great products. Oh my gosh, I don't envy you trying to make choices. This is one of the polishes just on a piece of cardstock. I thought that was beautiful. I still have more samples over there on the table.
They're not on the table. I don't know what to do with them.
Okay. And then I showed these earlier, but I'm going to show them again. Here's the pearl tints. We made this last week on the acetate. And then I put a black frame over it. This was what it looked like when we were done painting. Looked pretty messy, huh? Luna paste, thank you. Lunar. Yes, thank you, Mary. It was the Luna paste. The sparkle texture was the other one, but the Luna paste just really jumps off the page. So here's our pearl from last week. Here's our older sample of the stained glass. This is on fairly dark. And this was one of our background papers we made last week using the pearlescence. It's okay, honey. It's fine. Margie put them away again. I see actually a few things here that might work to show, though. This is the pearl. And then the background was made with the pearl, doing the same technique that we were smearing. We did that with that paste, or with the pearl tints in the bottles. Let me show you a couple others. I have some here, honey. This may even be all of them, I don't know. Some of the other things we have worked on in the last couple weeks. Got to watch my time. I want to stay under 2 hours. This one's a little sloppy, but I'll show it to you anyway. I probably would still use this one. This one's pretty rough, but this one looks pretty good. I'll probably still use that. This was my color swatch. I was just playing with some of the neon polishes. You can see the colors. You see so many protest signs on the news. I thought this would be beautiful on a protest sign. It would just jump right out at everybody. Things I think of, huh? Okay. This is a little rough, but this is a pearl background. Here's another piece of pearl background. I saved this little bookmark size piece because I think it would be beautiful to attach this to a card and leave the other half of the card white or just a solid color. I think that would be beautiful to use that little piece. This was one of my experiments. It wasn't one of my better ones. It was one of my early ones, but this, oops, this is pretty. So we've done all kinds of things in the last couple of weeks. This one get a little carried away with the stars, but it's still pretty. Here's another one I want to put down part way on a card and let the other edge show, as this one that we used in the background of our card that I just showed you. And this one. So I tried all kinds of material. Oh, and here's one where I embossed and then used the pearl tints over the whole thing. So pretty. I tried all kinds of materials instead of tissue paper because the first night I was working, I didn't have any tissue paper out here. Tissue paper is like the hands down winner. If you don't have it, buy some tissue paper. You can just stop by your Walgreens and get some in the wrapping section. It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. You will want that. Lauren just popped in. Hello, Lauren. Did you come to make me crab cakes again?
No. We're supposed to be at a pedicure place.
Oh, we're supposed to go to a pedicure and we're due right now. So if you, two? We're due at 2? Okay, good. If you haven't already hit the thumbs up, please hit the thumbs up. It makes me feel good and I enjoy reading those, and YouTube uses them to determine that, yes, people who are watching this channel really like it. And then when we're done here, which we will be just momentarily, I'm going to sign off, and then I want you to hit that circle up in the left-hand corner of your screen that it's a circle with an arrow in it. You hit that, and that will take you to a screen where you can leave a comment. I would love to hear what your favorite technique was out of all these things we've been working on. And if you're not a subscriber to our channel, hit that subscribe button because you don't want to miss anything we're up to. If you want to be alerted when we're going to be starting, hit that bell. Hit the bell. And the bell will help remind you that we're going to be starting. And I think that's it. Yeah. So my daughter's here to take me for my Mother's Day pedicure. So I'm going to sign off, and we will see you on Wednesday for What's New Wednesday. Don't miss it. We got tons of new stuff. We're done with Cosmic Shimmer, and we're going to be looking at all kinds of new stuff, including that Harmony Hues paper that I was telling you about. So we'll see you then. I love y'all. And this is Debbie from Simply Special Crafts signing off and saying Good night, Gracie.